Welcome to Superteam podcast. We have two grumpy mofos with me.
That was really good.
That was good.
A month off, nothing has changed.
Karan Johar invite you to host like a show about Bollywood. Why don't you bring that energy here? Like, I'm not seeing it.
I give the energy that the room deserves, and this room deserves this energy. And this is what it will get. Anyway, so today on This Week in Crypto, Akshay has compiled all the tweets. So in case you want to skip to the end and watch the outro link, you can do that right now. Akshay, take it away. What is our first big tweet?
Why did you say that?
Yeah, because Akshay is all like, I'll do it this time. You guys don't know how to do this. I'll do it.
Okay, first tweet. Crypto Twitter has been obviously pretty active after the FTX collapse, and everyone it's been a pretty PvP style environment where blockchain ecosystems are going after each other over the 8 users that exist in Web3. So I guess the first big question: what is the impact on the Solana ecosystem? Here's a tweet from Solana Legend. The collapse of Here's a tweet from Solana Legend.
It's not
The
Solana
collapse
Legend.
of FTX and the
Sorry, go for it.
Just let me finish it.
Yeah.
Jaideep, cut that and use this.
Read it now.
Okay, here's a tweet from.
Go.
Okay, here's a tweet from Solana. Fuck you.
This is what happens when we don't record for 4 weeks. Is we forget how to do
Just
this. All right,
say it,
1, 2, 3.
Papa.
Okay.
All you, BD. BD. Go.
Here's a tweet from Solana Legend. The collapse of FTX is bullish for Solana in medium to long term. Solana, the blockchain, not SOL, the token. No one's asking you to buy tokens, not especially us. I just want to make that very clear. It says Solana, which is the name of a blockchain. All right. The low float, high FTV model has wreaked havoc on, and real primitives are needed. Solana has all the developer talent and community to defy the waves of FUD that keep coming. This community is unbreakable. Thoughts?
Wow, you really ran through that one, huh? Look, in my experience, when you go through like the worst times, you emerge stronger. Okay. In my personal experience, a new low has always resulted in a new high. So from that sense, I think it's a true test for the whole ecosystem. Every crisis is an opportunity, and more such metaphors.
I think for me, there's two like kind of major threats to this, right? The first is that we've traded a bad meme for a bad meme, right? So like the meme used to be Solana is a VC chain. The new meme is Solana is a dead chain, right? These are both bad memes. But the difference is the VC chain meme was basically impossible to get around, right? Because there's just money in the ecosystem. We can easily break through this Solana is a dead chain meme,
Correct,
right? So I would rather have this meme than the old meme. That's number one. Number two, I think what's been interesting from my perspective in the first week of like the FTX stuff, I definitely thought we would lose like 50% of people overnight, just like massive talent outflows. And that just hasn't happened in a significant way. And I think there's a bunch of different reasons for that. But like one kind of like mass psychology reason is shared trauma like builds connection. Like crisis is a great way of bringing people closer together, even though it fucking sucks for us and for everyone else who has to go through it. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it.
I don't know if you guys can feel it. I feel like the ecosystem's gotten louder and more proactive now. Like that's the feeling that I get.
Somebody told me, an ETH OG told me that this feels very much like the ETH DAO hack that Ethereum had, and if Solana is able to recover from this, then it's proof of ecosystem effectively, right? It means that it deserves to have all the users and developers that it has accreted.
There's a very strong "not dead yet, buddy" vibe. Like with so many, with so much all it's continuing to happen despite everything. In fact, like I was noticing our community calls have never been this vibrant. More people are attending, and that shared trauma feeling is very real, right? Like that's what truly makes a community.
I guess we are one step removed or even two steps removed from a lot of the impact of this because, we don't have traders, we don't trade, we're not actively speculating on token tokens or whatever. And a lot of it is just based on, hey, did we ship better code this week than we did last week? Did we ship better essays this week than we did last week? Did we ship better designs than this week than we did last week? And so
the thing is, like, the VC chain narrative, it sucks. It was not like entirely true ever, but it is important for there to be like capital pathways for builders in the ecosystem. And so that to me feels like one of the major obstacles to overcome going forward. Because like the people are sticking around. The tech is still just as good as it was 6 weeks ago. If anything, it's like significantly better, actually. So yeah, that's like the one piece to miss.
all right, here's the next tweet. How can we not talk about ETH India? This is the first time since 2018 that there was a physical hackathon organized by the Ethereum Foundation, and this time Polygon as well. Interestingly, Polygon and Instadap came out of this hackathon, or at least Sandeep and Jayanti were at ETH India 2018 before Polygon was Polygon.
That's great. In 2018 is like when they kind of got going. Incredible how fast they've moved. ETH India seems like it was really developer centric, which I think was a cool position for them to take. It was much less of like kind of a whole ecosystem coming together and much more of like, hey, if you are building and want to win some prizes at the hackathon, this is the place to be. From what I hear, there's like a very stringent kind of check on who is a dev and who is a not. So I think the energy there, I'm sure, was pretty interesting. And I think focusing on the devs is the right way to focus on things.
Yeah, it looks pretty nice. And in honor of ETH India happening, I made myself a t-shirt of Vitalik with the words daddy underneath it. An image will go here right now.
And didn't go to the venue.
I wasn't.
I missed it too. I couldn't be there.
But I was hoping to wear this or like a sweatshirt and go to the event. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it. Next time, maybe ETH India should sell this as merch. Do contact. We'll give special discount.
All right. This is a video from Solana Spaces, okay, where somebody bought coffee with the Saga phone using Solana Pay. And you'll notice here that they use USDC. Take a look at that experience where they just push a button, check out, scan a QR code, and they paid in USDC. There was no intermediary involved. And so this gives you sort of a glimpse into what the future of payments could look like. And it's all on chain, which means you can bootstrap, a merchant network or a consumer loyalty program by tracking this stuff. Like, for example, some merchants, you can have a merchant network where, you can have a competitive situation where some merchants who bill more get more tokens in reward, in more native tokens of whatever merchant network that gets formed, or get a waiver on the 2% fees on those card charges that are passed on to the merchants. And similarly for the consumers, you can have the same thing where if they pay with their USDC wallet, then they get back some reward points that is in the same native token as the ones that the merchants use.
Fundamentally, like the one use case, I know I've said it before, I'll say it fucking again. But like the one use case that no one can argue with crypto is payments. Payments is fucking sick. I think Solana is fast. USDC is just like the best. And this is what the future is going to look like for a lot of retail, I think.
Yeah, we'll link to an essay called How to Build the Ultimate Loyalty Rewards Program that Aditya from the DAO.
The thing is that before UPI, this would have blown my mind a lot. Unfortunately, I'm used to UPI, which is, it works just like this, except that, unlike Paytm, Solana won't have a little speaker on the side that says, "Aapke wallet mein 400 rupees darj kiye gaye hai." You guys don't know this because both of you are non-desi guys, so you guys won't know. You fucking NRIs don't
really
know real India. This is what merchants in India have to deal with every day. What in the Ethereum application ecosystem excites me?
First, money. Money is important application. People in Argentina, high inflation countries, using ETH as money and using it as effectively a store of value. And then stablecoin. I'm just calling out the ones that are most interesting. DeFi and prediction markets, other synthetic assets, identity systems, basically log in with Ethereum, log in with ENS, DAOs. And then there's a bunch of stuff around like governance and, things like quadratic voting, liquid democracies, etc. We'll link to the essay. People can go down and read it. What do you guys think?
I definitely agree with the first 2 points. Money and payments makes total sense. DeFi, keeping it simple. I also really like that idea. Like a shout out to Joel John from Ledger Prime, who's a buddy of all of ours. I was talking to him about DeFi, and he was kind of pointing out that like really DeFi, this crazy derivative shit, like sure, fine, whatever. Deep derivatives are a giant market, obviously, but like the real critical pain point to solve right now that you can do with crypto is just neobanks, right? Like just have a better banking experience for retail people focused on payments and maybe a little bit of investing, all kind of done on chain, full custody, blah blah blah. That like version of simple DeFi, I think might make a real comeback rather than like the really sophisticated DeFi 2.0 stuff that was happening, 6 months ago. I was saying the identity, I think not surprisingly, Vitalik like nailed it here. I haven't seen this essay, but just like seeing it as you show it right now, the identity ecosystem, I think is definitely going to be a major part of the next bull cycle, whatever it is. I feel like maybe it plays into Web3 social, maybe it plays into Web3 gaming, maybe it doesn't. But like the sheer fact that I can go to any dApp in the world and just log in with the same wallet everywhere and it carries everything about me with me if I need to is like just a 500x unlock in the same way that like Google logins all over the web is a 500x unlock. The only difference is that, it's better if I don't have to trust Google or anyone else to like maintain my account for me.
Oh, here we have noted Twitter influencer and with a blue check mark.
10,000 unique visitors have used Superteam Earn to find bounties, grants, and jobs, and we're only getting started.
Can you explain what Superteam Earn is?
Basically, there's this one like simple problem, right, that every ecosystem has right now, including Solana, that talent is the scarcest resource, right? Capital has become a bit of a commodity, maybe a little bit less so like right now, but when the cycle turns, it'll come back. But talent is always difficult and always at a premium. So with Superteam Earn, we're trying to solve parts of that problem by connecting global talent with Solana opportunities. The first version of the product was just an aggregator of every earning opportunity on Solana. Every bounty, every grant, every job is just in one place. If you want to make money and you want to contribute to Solana, come here. This most recent release that we just did on, I think last Friday, is start to build out other pieces of like the work, the future of work kind of ecosystem on Solana. So some simple things right now, talent profiles. We have a talent directory, of course, where people can reach out directly using encrypted messaging and like find great talent. And now we have on-chain invoicing as well, so that any talent can now for free send invoices, get paid in crypto really nicely. The major unlock here though, like the big idea is that the on-chain universe has a bunch of this data that is not really available elsewhere, right? If you're trying to hire somebody for freelance or full-time, knowing like, hey, are they legit? Have they done what they've said they've done? Do they know what they say they know? And are they actually like a crypto native? It's very difficult to do. But on-chain data reveals all of that. So if you send invoices, if you win bounties, if you win grants, that's all on-chain that gets attributed to your profile so people know to trust you. We can look at your on-chain activity to see how much of a Solana native you are or how much of a crypto native you are in general. And then we can look at your educational NFTs to see the kinds of things that you've actually learned as you've like developed your skills. So this is probably too long of an explanation already, but that is
No, please go on for one more hour. So it always blows my mind how so many younger devs in the DAO, they're 19, 20, 21, and they're able to make upwards of $10,000, $20,000 a month just by freelancing. That's the key powerful idea. So you guys should all check out Superteam Earn. Is the new version out? Cash, when's the new version launching?
It's new. It's out. Go to it. It's superteamearn.com or earn.superteam.fun. Just hit get started. Everything happens from there.
Wow, Kazakhstan building their CBDC on BNB. I mean, CZ doesn't make small moves. CZ doesn't do small boy stuff. It's become pretty clear. He's like, I want to shut down companies through my tweets, and I just want full country CBDC to run on my chain. That's pretty baller. I want to see BNB Pay, like when you make a payment in Kazakhstan and the money reaches the account, you get a sound saying, very nice.
They've spent tens of millions of dollars and maybe like 10 years trying to disassociate themselves from that goddamn movie. Okay? Like minimum respect means that you at least let them feel like their PR campaign succeeded. So you think it, but don't say it.
No, man. That fucking movie it's too strongly attached to the country. Even though I'm sure the country has nothing to do with Borat, wildly different, but still.
It's definitely a joke. I'll give you that much. I think
it is a joke.
What I think is like interesting here, right, is two levels of things. The first one is that like most CBDCs you would think would be built on kind of like private blockchains, right? So that the government can fully control them and do all the kind of weird things that they might want to do with full surveillance power. So it's interesting to see a project choosing to build it on a public blockchain, which kind of like cedes some of their control that they might be able to have. Now the question is like,
it pretty interesting, or is
this
it just nuts?
It's bizarre. Like I don't really, because like on the one hand, like I think CBDCs are bad, right? Because they're like obviously government surveillance out the wazoo. The one thing that they cannot track right now is how you spend physical cash. With CBDCs, they absolutely can, and they will. And the nice thing, in theory, is that if there's more people who are more comfortable with digital assets, it should be bullish for crypto overall because it makes the onboarding process into ETH or Solana or Bitcoin like much easier and more seamless. So that's like the beneficial thing. If that is all happening though directly into the BNB chain, I don't know how much of that goes elsewhere. I also don't know how decentralized the BNB chain is, which is like a very nice way of saying that it's not decentralized, right? So I don't know. It just strikes me as like weird on multiple levels.
Okay, so this is very cool. We haven't talked about this at all. We should bring on a guest to understand this and learn more about what is called DeSci, which is decentralized science.
So I would just want to mention that Brian has spoken about this on his podcast with Gary Tan. Okay. He's very passionate about a lot of academic research that gets lost in just the academic circles. A lot of academic research is held behind private doors, and he wants to make that a public good so more people have access to it. So this is right in line with, I'm assuming DeSci is the meme that he would want to go with.
Yes. And in fact, he posted a link to a post he made on a website called a research hub. Okay. And he asked the question, do people with genetic variation that requires them to sleep 4 to 5 hours a night live shorter lives or have any drawbacks? What you can do on this website, this is pretty cool, right? So first of all, this website is called Research Hub. It has something called hubs. Hubs are effectively like subreddits, right? So telecommunications, optics, neuroscience, physics, longevity, artificial intelligence, material science, etc. You get the idea, okay? And they have a whole list here that you can see in categories. And what you can do here, anybody can post a question and open it up to a qualified group of essentially researchers. And if a lot of people want the answer to that question, they can contribute to the bounty pool. So as you'll see here, Brian Armstrong and others are offering 2100 RSC, which is the native token of the platform, for answers to this question. And the bounty expires in 23 days. Okay.
Again, don't buy this token. It's not a real token.
Yeah, do not buy this token. It is a real token, but do not buy or sell this token. It's not a recommendation to trade. We're showing you things that can be done using crypto. Yeah. No, not blah, blah, blah. We should be explicit about this.
It's like the 4th time we've said it in this episode alone.
I just want to, you know what I want to do? Because next time somebody says, okay. I just want to have a montage of these at the end of every year.
We should change the name of the show to This Week in Disclaimer.
That's not bad.
But this is awesome. Go contribute and earn tokens and potentially credentials from folks who are looking for answers to questions that may be that you may have the response to. I think the fact that the scientific community has been underfunded and a lot of the industrial community has been overfunded may be rebalanced by this kind of these kind of projects.
Don't buy stocks.
Now we should do some Superteam updates, folks. Superteam was just
Germany
in India.
Has been launched.
Now Superteam is in 4 countries: India, Germany, Turkey, and Vietnam. Our wonderful Superteam Germany team trying an idli with sambar and some dosa.
Yeah, that's Chris and Noe over there who listen to the podcast. So shout out to Chris and Noe as well. Yeah. But shout out to the Germany team, and they've been grinding, traveling all over. I think they've done like 5 or 6, maybe more in-person meetups, 50 to 100 people at a time.
Yeah, super stuff.
Just going all around the country. Yeah, really, really crushing it early on.
And we should put up the sort of like a developer education graph here that we got from BuildSpace. Germany is number 3 on the number of developers that have taken the BuildSpace course, mostly because of this team here that is just grinding, going to cities and in person and getting people and
Idli power.
engineers onboarded onto the platform.
Bro, I'm telling you, idli is the new spinach, bro. If Popeye ate idli, he would destroy everything. Idli is the new spinach. Look, you take a bunch of Germans and you give them some fucking podi idli. Of course, they're gonna become superhuman.
Whoa! You know how we keep talking about like glass eaters for like Rust developers? Should we have like idli eaters as like a super team thing?
No cash and no tanhai.
I don't even eat idli myself. So
The next tweet is from Superteam Turkey.
woo!
They've been crushing it. They're a group of incredibly talented, awesome women that we had the opportunity to meet through our partnership with a company called Patika. And they are now running Superteam Turkey. Shout out to Gulcan and Ezki. The Istanbul Hacker House is happening too next year.
Yes,
Nice.
which I think we're going to go to, or at least I'm planning to go to. Are you guys going to come as well?
Yeah, I will come.
They just shared a picture of the first ever IRL meetup that they had.
Oh,
Here it is.
cool.
What was the first IRL meetup we had?
Akshay came over to my house.
All right, and this is Superteam Vietnam, who are also hosting a developer bootcamp at the moment, teaching folks how to code in Rust and to build stuff on Solana. Shout out to An and Min, who run the show there.
Big
This is
shout out.
awesome.
Tell
to
me
see.
something. Are we allowed to get jealous of the other super teams? Is that lame of me to feel?
I'm jealous of them because they all have amazing co-founders that they work with that they don't. All right, and of course, shout out to the good folks at Centra as well for being the awesome partners with for the bootcamp, including Tufan, who is their CEO.
Shout out to you, Tufan, Centra. Love you all. Try some idli. Don't buy houses.
Wow, this is really, should we just call it the allegedly podcast? I
Full
really like
extent
it.
of all my advice.
The Legend Podcast's not bad, right?
All right, and the last tweet of the day is the Stripe announcement.
Huge deal. Someone tweeted out saying that a bunch of startups just died, which I thought was pretty funny.
That's our buddy Joel. Yeah, that was that was a little bit tricky.
Yeah, so Stripe launched an embeddable and customizable on-ramp, fiat to crypto. So every checkout page, regardless of which merchant, can just literally integrate Stripe. And if they need to buy crypto to buy your product, they can just use their credit card on file to buy the crypto and check out. Nice.
Why is this so disruptive to so many startups? Like what Joel tweeted. Why is it like that?
The on-ramp problem is, I shouldn't say it's solved because I haven't actually used it or seen how widespread it is. But like if Stripe does continue to invest in this, the on-ramp problem is just solved. And there's a lot of startups right now that are trying to solve that on-ramp problem in different ways, including like friends of ours who might still have a good shot to do it in, kind of more specific places or with a different UX or with a novel approach. But just like basic,
Why is
how do
setting
I
up an
take
on-ramp that
money?
difficult for a lot of people? Like, why is that such a difficult problem?
The back-end legal stuff of how do you connect into the financial system, which is highly regulated, has KYC, AML, all that kind of stuff. How do you take that money and start to bring it into crypto? In particular, without going through a bank, I think is
On an exchange,
just a
right?
difficult problem to solve.
You got to set up the...
Or like an exchange becomes like a version of a bank, right? It's a shadow bank, as we learned with FTX, right? So a lot of these exchanges are doing the banking thing, but even for them, it's like multiple days for them to do your KYC and like whatever else. It's kind of a pain. So having just like a fast on-ramp with Stripe's UX and Stripe's existing merchant network where they can push it out to like literally everybody is huge. So you get like the UX benefit, you get the distribution benefit, and you just get the credibility benefit, right? Like Stripe is the most trusted name in payments globally. I mean, obviously Visa and MasterCard are there as legacy, but Stripe is like the new one. So it seems like a big deal.
All right, some good news in the depths of the bear market. Thank you for ending this episode on a positive note, Akshay. Unlike all the shit that Cash scrapes together, which is here are 15 different ways that we got fucked this week. Anyway, that's what
I have entirely ignored topics on crypto Twitter that
No MEV this
Much
week.
to my
That's
delight.
the sad thing. All my MEV heads, leave a comment and we'll bring MEV back for the next one.
Anyways, thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys on the next episode. And remember, don't buy a house.
My wife.
Bye-bye.